This is the toughest period in the past decade. You've probably heard that line far too many times, right? Prices are soaring, wages remain stagnant, jobs are scarce, and the risk of unemployment is looming. Every time you open social media, it's flooded with complaints, fear, and uncertainty. But here's a truth few people will tell you. In times of crisis, the wealthy often become even wealthier. And when others are fearful, opportunities quietly emerge. You don't need massive capital. You don't need exceptional genius. What you need is the right understanding and the right starting point, and you can absolutely break through financially from zero. In this video, I'm going to share why a crisis is not the end, but the starting line for those who dare to change. We'll uncover opportunities that 90% of people completely overlook, and I'll walk you through a simple yet powerful 30-day action plan that can transform your personal finance and put you on the path to financial independence. Are you ready? Let's begin right now. Part 1. Why the poor always lose in a crisis. Have you ever noticed whenever a crisis hits, the poor tend to become poorer while the rich often become richer? This is not a coincidence. It's not fate. It's the inevitable result of how these two groups react to fear. The poor respond instinctively. When a crisis strikes, what do? They withdraw all their savings from the bank. They sell off assets in a panic to avoid losing value. They stop investing, stop learning, and focus solely on survival. They retreat, living in a state of suspended action, frozen by uncertainty. They believe that simply preserving what they have is already an achievement, so why take further risks? Yet, ironically, it is precisely this inaction that causes them to fall further behind. The wealthy, on the other hand, act differently. They refuse to let emotions dictate their decisions. Instead, they rely on data, observe market movements, and act decisively at the very moment others are most fearful. When the stock market collapses, they buy. When real estate prices plunge, they quietly accumulate properties. When companies go bankrupt, they acquire valuable assets at bargain prices. Look at history. In 2008, during the global financial crisis, while the world was in panic, Warren Buffett invested billions of US dollars into major companies suffering heavy losses. Within 3 to 5 years, he earned tens of billions from those investments, all because he bought when others were selling. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic brought the world to a standstill. Fear was everywhere. Yet that was precisely when technology startups, online education, and e-commerce businesses experienced explosive growth. Those who invested at the right moment became millionaires and even billionaires. Why does this happen? Because the poor act on emotion, while the wealthy act on strategy. The poor choose safety, so they stand still. But standing still in the middle of a storm is a form of self-destruction. The wealthy understand that markets will recover, and when they do, their assets have already doubled or tripled in value. The harsh truth is this: it's not that the poor have no opportunities, it's that they reject opportunities out of fear. And the crisis, more than anything else, is the ultimate test that separates those who run from those who dare to move forward. Part 2. The history of crisis is a cycle, and the next opportunity is coming. There's a saying in the investment world that most people overlook. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. What does that mean? It means that what is happening today has, in essence, happened before. Only the names, circumstances, and players have changed. Every 7 to 10 years, a new crisis emerges. Take a look back. In 1997, the Asian financial crisis sent currencies plummeting and drove countless companies into bankruptcy. In 2008, the global financial crisis erupted as the US housing bubble burst. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic froze the global economy, leaving millions jobless. And now 2024 and 2025, do you notice the familiar patterns? The signs are repeating, yet few are willing to confront the truth. First, inflation is quietly eroding your purchasing power. You don't need a degree in economics to see it. The same amount of money now buys far less than it did just a few years ago. Electricity, water, fuel, food, everything costs more, while incomes remain stagnant. Second, the markets are unstable. Stocks spike unexpectedly, then plunge without warning. Real estate freezes, only to flare up again in speculative bubbles, a game driven by emotion. Third, social sentiment is contracting. Businesses are beginning to downsize. Consumers are spending less. Young people are losing direction. Fourth, debt is mounting like a dormant volcano. From personal credit card balances to government debt, once a shock hits, the chain reaction can bring everything crashing down like dominoes. But here's the key point. This isn't necessarily bad. If you understand the nature of economic cycles, you'll see that a crisis is not a catastrophe. It's a phase of cleansing. Weak players, poor managers, and inefficient businesses are eliminated. Those who prepare, strategize, and maintain conviction emerge stronger than ever. This is a time for preparation, not fear. You don't have to be an economist. You simply need to read the signals and be ready when the wave comes. Because the wave is coming. The only question is, will you ride it or will it pull you under? Part 3, 5 Wealth Building Opportunities, Emerging in the Midst of Crisis. When most people complain about the crisis, shrink back in fear, and retreat into survival mode, those who remain clear-headed and alert will notice something powerful. This is the moment when the biggest doors quietly begin to open. This isn't empty talk. Right now, there are 5 distinct opportunities clearly taking shape for anyone truly determined to break through. 1. Acquire assets when others are selling off. In times of crisis, fear drives people to liquidate everything just to hold cash. Stocks, real estate, even technology equipment, manufacturing machinery, or small businesses can be purchased at 30–70% below their usual value. Assets you once thought were out of reach are now right in front of you. You don't need massive capital, but you must be ready with cash reserves, knowledge, and vision. 2. Build businesses around essential products and services. When people's wallets get thinner, they cut back on spending, but never on essentials. Food, healthcare, affordable but necessary goods. Services that save money or provide basic needs, home repairs, energy-saving solutions, elderly care, children's education at home remain in demand. The key is simple. Whoever can sell what people must use will survive, even thrive in a crisis. And you don't need a large company to do this. You can sell online, work as an affiliate, or offer services within your local community. 3. Turn skills into income. As traditional jobs decline, the freelance and remote work markets are booming. If you can write, create content, edit videos for TikTok creators, run ads, manage SEO, design, or teach, you can sell those skills to the global market. In fact, someone learning design in just 3 months could realistically earn $500, $2,000 per month as a freelancer. This is no longer an era where a degree guarantees a job. It's an era where skills guarantee income. 4. Build a personal brand while others stay silent. When society quiets down and most people pull back, those who speak up stand out. Start sharing your knowledge, your journey, your skills, your perspective on TikTok, Facebook, or a YouTube podcast. At first, no one will notice, but if you remain consistent for 90 days, the results may surprise you. A personal brand is an invisible asset, one that can attract followers, customers, partners, and investors. You don't need to be famous, you just need to be trusted by the right audience.
5. Invest in yourself. This is the cheapest time to stand out. When markets decline, prices drop on almost everything, including knowledge. Online courses are now discounted 50–70%. Mentors and experts offer free consultations or special rates for new learners. Books,
Resources and tools often come with free trials or low-cost options. This is the moment to learn what you've been putting off, because when the market recovers, those with the right skills and mindset will be miles ahead of 90% of the population. A crisis is not a door closing, it's dozens of doors opening. But only those who are alert and act early will see them. Part 4. 5 critical mistakes young people often make during a crisis. In a crisis, survival doesn't go to the smartest person, it goes to the one who avoids the most mistakes. And here's the painful truth. Young people who should have the greatest opportunities often make the most damaging errors. 1. Waiting for the crisis to end before taking action. Many young people choose to stand on the sidelines, watching and waiting until things stabilize before making a move. But here's the reality. By the time everything is stable, the opportunities will already have been taken by others. You can't plant a seed in autumn and expect to harvest fruit in winter. If you want to break through after the crisis, you must start planting while others are giving up. Start now, no matter how small or slow your steps, just don't stand still. 2. Spending emotionally without an emergency plan. A crisis makes income unpredictable. Yet many young people keep the habit of shopping to relieve stress. They spend because of FOMO. If friends go somewhere, eat something, or buy something, they feel they must keep up. Then when they lose their job, face a pay cut, or encounter an emergency, they have no savings to fall back on. The advice is simple but crucial. Save before you spend, not after. 3. Neglecting to invest in skills, thinking it can wait. Many young people assume that during a crisis, learning isn't urgent. They think, I'll study later when I have money. Right now, I'm too exhausted to focus on that. But this is exactly when learning matters most. In tough times, those who acquire new skills rise above the rest. The market is filtering people, and if you don't learn, you get filtered out. Acquiring just one new skill right now could save you from unemployment or even open an entirely new career path you never considered before. 4. Wasting time on harmful entertainment. A sad reality. The deeper the crisis, the easier it is for young people to drown themselves in TikTok, video games, endless shows, and social media scrolling. The more they scroll, the more anxious they feel. The more they play, the more they procrastinate. The more they watch, the more powerless they believe they are. You don't need to eliminate entertainment entirely, but you must control it. 1 hour of learning for every 30 minutes of entertainment, not the other way around. 5. Failing to build a long-term mindset. A crisis often pushes people into short-term thinking, just survive today, and we'll figure out the rest later. But short-term thinking won't lead you to financial freedom. The wealthy plan for the next 3, 5, even 10 years, even when their bank account is under pressure today. They understand that a crisis is temporary, but preparation is permanent.
The people who survive a crisis aren't the luckiest. They're the ones who avoid the most foolish mistakes.
Stay alert. Take small, deliberate actions every day, and don't let simple errors destroy your... Part 5. A 30-day action plan to break through financially in a crisis. A crisis doesn't wait for you to be ready. It arrives, and only those who have prepared in advance can take advantage of it. So, what if you don't have much money, don't possess any standout skills, and don't even know where to begin?
Here's a simple yet highly effective 30-day plan to restructure your financial mindset and re-enter the game with clarity and purpose.
Week 1. Reset your foundation. Cut the noise, focus, and clear your mind. Action steps. 1. Mute 90% of distracting sources on social media. Hide or unfollow people who constantly complain, brag, or create FOMO. Keep only those who inspire you or share practical knowledge. 2. Write down 3 specific goals you want to achieve in the next 12 months. 3. Choose one skill or field to focus on for the next 90 days. Avoid learning too many things at once. It could be writing, design, running ads, video editing, personal finance, or online business. Objective for week 1, clear mental clutter, regain control over your thinking, and sharpen your focus. Week 2, start learning, activate combat mode. Action steps. 1. Find a quality online course, free or low cost, and commit to learning 1 hour a day. Platforms like Udemy, Coursera, YouTube, or recommendations from a trusted mentor are excellent starting points. 2. Take handwritten notes on what you learn each day. Writing reinforces memory and makes it easier to take action. 3. Start small experiments with your new skill design, a banner. Write an ad copy, edit a short video, or publish a social media post. Objective for week 2, move from learning for knowledge to learning for application. Week 3, optimize your personal finance. Build a survival fund. Action steps. 1. Track every daily expense for 7 consecutive days. Use an app like Money Lover or simply a notebook. See exactly where your money is going. 2. Eliminate at least 3 non-essential expenses this week: daily coffee runs, dining out, or impulse purchases. 3. Allocate 10-20% of your income into a dedicated opportunity fund. This is not for spending only for investing, learning, or starting a small business. Objective for week 3, shift from being an emotional spender to a disciplined money manager. Week 4, step into the market. Action steps. 1. Publish your first product, skill, or service online. This could be a Facebook post, a TikTok video, an Upwork profile, or simply offering it to friends for trial. 2. Join at least one online community related to your chosen field: freelancing, entrepreneurship, investing, and actively observe, learn, ask questions, and share insights. 3. Aim to earn your first $100, $500 from the skill you're developing. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is shifting your mindset from learning to know to acting to earn. Objective for week 4, transition from theory to real-world results. You don't need to become a millionaire in 30 days. But if you commit seriously to all 4 weeks, you'll know exactly where you stand and where you need to go. You'll have a skill that gives you the confidence to generate income. You'll start building the financial mindset that 90% of young people ignore. And that's the one thing that will allow you to ride the wave of a crisis instead of being dragged under by it. Conclusion. You've just finished watching the entire message I wish I had heard years ago before previous crisis hit. Maybe right now you're struggling financially. Maybe all you see around you is instability, uncertainty, and a future that feels unclear. And you're asking yourself, can I really do this? Here's my honest answer. You don't need absolute certainty. You just need to start. Because in a crisis, those who fail to act are the ones who are guaranteed to lose. One small skill you learn today could become the stepping stone to a new source of income. One good financial habit you start today could be the lifeline that saves you 6 months from now. One shift in mindset today could become the foundation for your financial freedom in just 3 years. If you've made it this far, drop a comment below saying, "I'm ready." And don't forget to share this video with a friend who needs direction right now. Sometimes, the right video at the right moment can change someone's life forever. I'll see you in the next video where we won't just survive the crisis, we'll rise stronger than ever before.